Today I'm going to build a super jumbo large community chicken nest box. For the inquiring minds that would want to know why I would do something like this, yesterday I went to collect eggs, and when I lifted the lid, this is what I found. Originally it was all four of the girls in one nest box. They were standing on top of each other trying to lay an egg. And right next to the pile of chickens was a totally unused nest box. So let's see what happens if I make the one box that they want to use a little bit bigger.
So we're going to try a little plan here, see if we can fix the chicken overcrowding issue. I went up into the attic, I grabbed a little piece of plywood that I had left laying around from one of our other projects. And we're going to make this nest box exactly twice as wide as it is now. It's always easier, I think, to modify a design than to actually create it the first time. Because when I made these boxes, I had to go back and forth to the chicken coop, figure out how wide to make it, etc., etc. Now I know that this is the correct width, this lowness works, this highness works, and this is all the wider it can be. So I take this box and I'll make an identical box to this, so it'll be the full length. And hopefully enough room for 4 chickens side by side, and they'll think they're in the same box. Okay, I've clamped it into place. Here's a clamping technique that a lot of people don't consider. Take yourself a big old 30-pound hunk of iron. You got this little piece of wood, look at how wobbly that is. 30 pounds of iron later, now look at what you've got. Nice clamps. There you have it. First cut. I finished cutting all these out. Something you'll notice when you're cutting plywood, when you're cutting with the grain of plywood, you'll notice there's a nice smooth cut along here. We'll take care of that later. And you'll notice when I cut this end, there was a whole bunch of splinters sticking up.
The reason why I mention this is, when you're planning a project, try to make as many of the cuts run with the grain rather than across it. This will give you a much smoother project.
First we're going to cut this piece of wood here. It's already the right height, 4 inches high. We just take it, lay the board on top, measure. The thing you have to keep in mind is it inside, does it go all the way to the edge, or does this go all the way to the edge here? Well, since I don't happen to have a piece of wood this high sitting around, we're going to go ahead and modify it. We're going to wing it. I want to use cedar. So, once again, we'll go ahead, set this aside. This is the back side. It doesn't matter if it's this side or this side since it's an exact rectangle, but we'll try to keep it all the same. Okay, there's my mark. Over to the chop saw. Alright, look at that. We're most of the way there. Now we're going to make a board run from here to here. Go ahead and grab a hold of this board. Just going to start right there. I mark the inside of this board. Before we start that, let me do something else. Before I go any further and cut these inside pieces, I need to whittle these down to the size that I want them. I don't think we need wood this thick. So I'm going to shave the width of this wood down a little bit so that it gives the girls more leg room. Go ahead and use your old trusty planer. Turn on our air supply system. Now, these have been whittled down to the right thickness that we want them. I butt this one up to the edge. I take this one out. I hold this board up here like so. Then I slide this inside board up so it actually hits. And all I do is mark it. Don't even have to measure anything. All I do is I cut on this line and I'll get what I need. And since I know I need 2 boards, and they're going to be exactly the same length, I'll make both cuts at the same time. There we go. Now, in theory, this board will fit here. And I made a mistake. You cut on the inside. Let's do it again. Okay, let's try that again. That board's going to be there. Look at that. Okay, I've gone ahead and I've planed this sideboard down so it's exactly the same thickness as all the rest of them. So I've got this one lined up so it butts up to the back. Move my weight back. See, heavy weight makes a good clamp. I put this one right here. Now what I want it to do is I want it to come at an angle from here down to here. So I'm going to mark where the top of this board is, which is at the top. Then I mark right here. Then we're going to make a cut . This cut right here will be equivalent to this cut along here. There you go. I'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, now that we've got all the wood cut out, it's time to attach it, fasten it. I can't even begin to say how nice having brad nail guns are. These are staples. They're equivalent to a nail. If I wanted to use a hammer, I'd try to have to hold it and I'd have to nail this way. Or if I used a screw, I'd have to pre-drill it because it would split it since it's so thin. Here, all you do is you arm it, drop it in. Now you're ready to go almost. You hook up some air. And she's armed. Now it's very important that you learn to keep it at a 90-degree angle. Or actually it's a straight angle for this piece of wood, 90 for this one. Because these nails, brad nails, you see how long these things are. So it's going all the way into here. So if you're in the least bit off, let's say you're at an angle like this, instead of straight, when you shoot this nail, it's going to pop out of the board. So you need to practice with these to try to get good at shooting a straight nail. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and use this and attach the other three sides. Okay, as you can see, it took me probably less than 60 seconds and this has been nailed together. Now we have to attach it to our bottom. Ah, it's upside down. There we go. And once again, I can't emphasize the importance of knowing where your fingers are when you're using this. Because you've seen how easily it goes through wood. Flesh is a lot less dense than wood. And I won't admit to it, but I've seen people have nails sticking through their fingers and have to pull them out with vice grips. Not using it, always take the air off of it. Accidents. Don't want accidents to happen. Alright, here we have it. This is the original one chicken box that you can cram 4 chickens into. And here's our quickly whipped out 4 chicken. 1, 2, 3, 4 chickens. I'm going to go ahead and go put this in the coop and we're going to see if it works. We're not going to bother finishing it until we see if it works. If they like it, then we'll go ahead and finish it. If they don't, I got a little bit of firewood.
The hard part of this whole project was trying to convince the girls that change is good and they didn't all need to cram into a little teeny box.
How you doing? You come to check out your new nest box? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, I haven't put your new nest box in yet. Are you girls all coming to bed? Well, here, let me take a picture. This is what the old nest boxes look like. It's pretty exciting. We're making renovations to your apartment.
Here we go. Out with the old and in with the new. I sure hope it works. Thanks for watching.